Happy 2026, everybody. It's good seeing y'all, and welcome back to Astromegistus. What a crazy fall it has been in 2025. And funny as it is, our original launch and inception horoscope showed that we would have to go basically through the valley of the shadow and come out on the other end. And that is exactly what happened. So, Astromegistus is now restarting into the year 2026. This is not a super polished professional video that you're getting from me. Probably never. It's just me. I'm JW, and I'm the founder of Astromegistus. I'm happy to welcome everybody to this channel and also to the year 2026. And I just wanted to point out a few things that are new about the company. We're going to focus mostly on a target customer market that is focused on understanding really who they are, on understanding the value of saving years and a lot of money in running into the wrong direction just for what? Just to realize that you are in a dead end and have to return and your reality is crashing down all around you. That's so unnecessary. And for that reason, actually, we created the Astromegistus reading, which is also in short TAR or TAR. And that was created to really incorporate any and everything that is known to astrology at this point. To my knowledge, no one else does it. It's an incorporation that starts on the soul level with the draconic chart and goes all the way to this current moment and into the near future. It's looking at your intent, on the soul's intent, on the energetic level that you bring into this life. In what is this life really all about? Where are your strengths and weaknesses? And this can be for many different fields. This is not, just like a general situation. You can request to have a deeper look into your career. You can have a deeper look into your health situation. You can have a deeper look into your relationship situation. When you go to our website and you go through the process, by the way, this would be the $2,999 reading. You can, once you get to the checkout, you have a notes box. It's a little bit small and hidden. At the moment, we can't do it any better. But if you enter into that box, whatever it is that you want or need, then of course we're going to focus on that. Part of that reading is also, of course, some additional help and assistance and coaching as needed or required. That can be also booked under the coaching section. It's basically a situation where I'm cooperating with a few other astrologers who help out with certain situations. For example, rectification is something that I personally don't do. I have a couple of people that work together with me that are happy to help you figuring out your actual birth time. And other than that, the website does not offer any videos anymore as far as Cafe C goes, what we try to do in fall. That was too early. And although it's a nice concept, and probably worthy of development at a future moment in time, at the moment it is just distracting from the core situation, which is focusing on building retreats, workshops, seminars, together with a couple other people in other fields, like, for example, breath and meditation coaching, as well as physical and nutrition coaching, etc. So we're building a brand and a name that goes beyond astrology. But my field in particular is, of course, astrology. And I would say that I'm among the experienced astrologers on this planet that you haven't heard of, but that is something I would like to change this year. Back to the website, we relaunched at the end of the year on the 30th of December. And this time around, you will see some information. The website is not fully complete yet. Expect to see some sample readings for PDFs. Expect some adjustments. Also, probably videos where I'm talking about each product separately, so it's easier to actually hear what it's all about from the horse's mouth, if you like. And beyond that, it's going to be a wild year. Better buckle up, because it starts already with the 6th of January. Venus will be Cassini Sun in Sagittarius, which means Venus will be very strong. And if any one of you has a very strong Venus in your birth chart, you probably will feel reinvigorated, feeling new strength, getting a new direction on the 6th of January. And shortly after, actually, on the 9th of January, we will experience Mars being in Cassini conjunction. And for those of you who don't understand or have never heard of Cassini, Cassini means in traditional astrology that the planet and the sun are within 17 degree, well, not degree, but 17 minutes. So not a degree. So a degree has 60 minutes. So it's within 17 degrees of that 1 minute. And that, even though usually a combust or under the beam planet is considered weaker, this particular situation elevates this planet. So when it's Cassini, again, within 17 degree minutes from the sun on either side, applying or separating, it is extremely strong. It has a very, very strong energy, and it's kind of like being re-christianed, if you like. It's like a reinvention, and it's coming back to life with a different look, and it's a very strong position. So that is, again, the Venus situation on the 6th of January. On the 9th of January, we're going to deal with Mars being in Cassini to the sun. And in between, actually, Venus and Mars are going to be Cassini, meaning exactly conjunct. But that in itself does not carry as much weight as the following 9th of January. So only 3 days later, the sun being Cassini, Mars. And Mars and Sun are two fire energies anyway. So expect the 9th of January probably being even more powerful and being more energy giving than the 6th of January. And in particular, again, for people that are strong Mars people, either with a Scorpio rising, an Aries rising, or the sun in Aries, or similar things, you might feel a very strong sense of invigoration. And again, this is also in Sagittarius, which is a fire sign, so that adds to it. And Sagittarius also, of course, is the spirit of adventure, of reaching out, of growing beyond your limits, expanding your horizon and all that. So a lot of people actually, again, also it also depends on where this falls in your personal horoscope, in which house environment. But expect that area to also get this the majority of this energy. You feel it in that environment. So, for example, if the Venus or the Mars conjunct Sun, being the Cassini, fall into your first house, it's the I am house. It should be something where you feel like you want to either make yourself more beautiful or more presentable, or you need to become more assertive and stuff like that. Let's say you have it in the 4th house, it's related to the family. So maybe you want to decorate your home or make your home more beautiful. And then the Mars energy gives you the energy to go and buy the stuff. And, or maybe you want to add, an additional, an additional room to the house, and you start building something like that. we could go through the chart like this, and for each house, find information on the energy. But that would be something that would be also do in your, for example, in what this would be the what you call it. Um, I'm forgetting the word. The predictive. Thank you. That would be the predictive chart reading, where we look into what's going on from now into the future. And please keep in mind, having your natal chart or even the Astromegistus reading done before you do something like that, of course, adds to the effectiveness of the reading, because then your astrologer understands and knows about you, and what your baseline is, basically on which foundation these developments happen. Nonetheless, if you just want to come for the reading itself, that's fine as well. Can be done. Again, it might be a little bit less focused or less on the spot than when the natal chart reading is done first, and not even to talk about the Astromegistus reading itself. Another thing that's going to come, which is on the 20th of February, that will be probably on a global level an even bigger event, and we've been really swinging that energy since last year already, which is this conjunction of Saturn and Neptune. They were not really exactly conjuncted. In other words, this Cassini moment, and again, we only use Cassini for the Sun. I'm using it now for the exact conjunction, if you like. It also has a different name, being partile and all that, when the aspects are very close. But that's all mumbo jumbo astrology talk, and I know a lot of you guys don't have that understanding yet. Maybe we'll never have, maybe you don't have to have it, but the point is, on the 20th of February, the planets Saturn and Neptune are going to be in the exact same spot on a very sensitive general mathematical point, in not just astrology, but in the understanding of time and frequency and everything as it is. And why that specific point carries this is beyond me. I don't think anybody ever has really looked into this on a modern level of quantum physics and frequency and everything else. But 0 degree Aries is basically the starting moment, the birth moment of everything. So it's the starting moment of the zodiac also. So we always, when you look at a horoscope that is not anybody's birth chart, you just look at the general horoscope drawing, you always see it starting at 0 degree Aries, because that is the inception, that is the birth of something absolutely new. And we do have these two planets, Saturn and Neptune, in conjunction on 0 degree Aries on the 20th of February. This is something that rarely ever happens. I mean, we talk like within thousands of years that they meet frequently, like once every 100 years or something like that, maybe even once every 50 years. I don't have the numbers in my head right now, but this is not the point that, well, actually, of course, once every 50 years. Because the last time it was 89 when they were conjunct. But this particular situation is not that they are conjunct each other. This is that they are doing this at exactly 0 degree Aries, which means that we are facing something absolutely entirely new coming along. And we also have an accompanying situation. I've been thinking about this quite a bit. And this accompanying situation is actually that at the same time that we have this 0 degree Aries of these two planets, we have Pluto in a sextile from Aquarius, and we have also Uranus in a sextile, actually being at that moment still retrograde, hailing in from the late degrees of Taurus. But in the process of this year of 2026, actually Uranus, of course, will go direct again, and then we'll go into Gemini. And at that moment, I would assume that we will see a lot of changes coming in the field of artificial intelligence, etc. But right now, Uranus is kind of like finishing up what he did while he was running through Taurus in the last 7 years, which is mostly related, in my opinion, to the cryptocurrencies, digital currencies, digitalizing physical assets and physical existence. And once it migrates or fully transits into Gemini, then we're going to deal with a complete overhaul of communication services, the way we interact, etc., etc. We're going to look into this, but I don't want to go too far ahead of that. I really would like to address that in an extra reading, talking about that 20th of February when that comes along. And I don't really want to go far beyond that because, of course, the year holds other interesting parts, but setting the pace for a long time to come, kind of like, again, imagine it to be on a world level as far as impact goes. It is similar to what we experienced in the late 1980s, 88, 89, 90, where communism got dissolved and a new system got established. But again, that was not in 0 degree Aries. So it was, I mean, it was impactful as it was. Come on, people, the whole world changed after 1990. But this one will be even more drastic. And it's 0 degree Aries. Aries is an energy that wants to come into the world. It is something that is really with a lot of energy. The Aries energy is pioneering, it's fighting, it's survival also, actually. Having the energy to survive. And naturally, it would be very important to understand also where is the ruling planet. That's Mars. Where's the ruling planet on that day? Well, we're going to take a look at that. And funny as it is, or maybe it's not even that funny because it seems to be logical in the logical consequence that Mars at that point is in Aquarius. And this is yet another Aquarius signatory, because we're going also as a human experience. We go into the age of Aquarius, and we have been doing so for the last couple of 100 years at least. I think the age of enlightenment is actually when we started to feel the first little buds showing their heads on the branch of history, of human history. And the age of Aquarius then started with the age of enlightenment, where the individual, this was really the time when individuality in an individual was even recognized. Before that, it even didn't exist. In the age of Pisces, everything was just like one unit, like, oh, the people, we as a family. There was individual thinking was basically non-existent. And out of that development, of course, age of enlightenment, came parliaments, and they became more individualized. So that's actually another development that I foresee, particularly with Uranus going into Gemini. I think what will fall apart is this is the way we participate in everyday social and political life. I think it will become much more direct in one way or another. Hard to tell exactly how. Here again, we need to take a look at a few other developments that are going on. I don't want to go too far again at this moment, but returning to Mars being in Aquarius at the exact moment when we have this Saturn-Neptune conjunction indicates that this is about being very anthroposophical. It's the Aquarius is the most human-friendly of all signs. It's about helping your neighbor. It's about being there as a friend for other people. It is more detached. It's not so emotional. I think in the last 20 years, roughly, we had a huge amount of emotionality going on. And we could create, I could go with some of the core keywords of the last 20 years. I don't really want to go into that. I don't want to go into political things, but that emotional situation, this sensitivity and all that we were dealing with mostly was Neptune in Pisces. And on my personal opinion, thank God he's finally moving into Aries for good. And we do not have to deal with this oversensitivity anymore and this constant victimization and everything else. It really was getting old lately. So, but what I'm saying is, so another like saying goodbye to Pisces. I think these are like the last, what we experienced in the last 20 years was the last fighting death, like throbs, if you want, of a Piscean age. And most likely it will resurface here or there, just like the Aries age kind of dissolved over a couple hundred years with Christians being persecuted by the Romans and stuff like that. That was the transition age back then. this time around, if you're an individual, you want freedom. All the Aquarius themes: freedom, individuality. I want to be my own boss. I want to be able to be myself. No. What I mean, kind of like what we see is this fight between individuality and freedom, and the hive that thinks alike and wants everything alike. This is really playing out right now, and naturally and obviously most people are really not aware of this, but this is actually what's happening. And I think, sorry, you guys that have this hive mind and this socialism mind, and we're all one and we all need to be blah blah. Those are all Pisces ideas. You may disagree with me, but it's not me giving you. I'm just the bugle boy here. I'm just giving you the message. But Aquarius is coming loudly. I mean, we had Saturn Jupiter conjunction, which is the economic environment, being in Aquarius. We had Pluto transiting into Aquarius, and he only does it every 240 years, 250 almost actually. Now we have this Saturn Neptune conjunction, where old dissolves and new gets structured, with the energy of Mars in Aquarius behind it. So yeah, the powers, the individual, like hierarchical powers, one big boss and a lot of sheep that are being governed by the shepherd, that's bye-bye. We see how there's this fight going on, where people that are in power are trying to hold on to that control, that Piscean control, including the papacy and all the religions and everything. Mark my words, maybe we will not experience this in our lifetime, but over the next couple hundred years, that will completely go the way of the dodo bird. It's not gonna be there anymore. Anyways, so this is a long talk now. I didn't want to really go into all of this, but I sometimes say, you know what, you go with the flow when it hits you, and usually that's the energy that carries you through. So I hope everybody will have an amazing 2026. I know it will be very transitional. It will be transformative for most of you. Also, please keep in mind that even negative, what we as an individual perceive as negative, as hardships, as disasters, etc., in the end are meant to help us understand something about ourselves. They're meant to help us shape the way we see things. And sometimes we're so stuck in a rut that the only way that we can be freed out of that is by really stark contrast. Sometimes that means catastrophe or unpleasant experiences, or even, sickness and accidents, and sometimes also winning $1 million in the lottery. I mean, something sudden and life-changing can be any direction. It's just that we as people have decided to put everything in little boxes. This is good, this is bad, rather than just looking at it from the perspective of, like, what does it want to tell me? Why am I going through this? And how can I best handle this situation? I think this is something that we all will have to work with during this coming year also, because this Saturn Neptune conjunction, dissolving and rebuilding, is not just happening in the big world out there. And I would almost wager a lot of money that a lot of people in the last year have been undergoing this complete, like, okay, I need to understand what's going on. The Neptune dissolving situations, and then with Saturn coming in, trying to bring new structure, but it's too early to tell. And literally, really, now that we go with both Saturn and Neptune into Aries at the 20th of February, is when we all can actually make this step forward and enter new territory. And this is for all of us, for the whole world. We all will enter new territory in an individual way and also on a societal way. It will just be, it will be probably, again, it will be surprising for some. It will be dramatic for others. It will be amazing for yet another batch of people. It all depends on your birth chart, really. And in the end, please, if you feel disoriented, discombobulated, you don't know your way anymore, reach out. We're here to help you. The Astromegistus reading, TAR, yes, it looks like a lot of money. I swear to God, if you do this, you can get all the information. Why are things happening to you? Where am I supposed to go? What am I going to do with the rest of my life? You're gonna get it. You save money for poor jobs that are not for you, for moving to places that are not good for you, and so on and so forth. You will have the answers, promised. So with that, Astromegistus relaunched. We are ready to roll. We're happy to invite people to come in and send me an email through the Astromegistus contact formula. I will see that you read and heard this information today, and I will give you a discount coupon or promotional code that you can use to reduce your first reading. Okay, it's a one-time offer that will be good until the Easter time. So after Easter Sunday, this will cease to exist. But anybody can call me or not call me, but can send me a message through the contact form or through email. Say, hey, I heard you. I would love to understand what the code is, so I can get a 15% deduction, and I'm happy to oblige and give you that code. Thank you very much, everybody. Happy 2026. I look forward to seeing y'all and talk with you about your lives. Bye-bye.